Hi, this is Leon at the computer room Nottingham. What we've got here is an iPad 2 that needs a new screen. As you can see, there's damage here and it's going all the way across the screen. If I switch the screen off, you might be able to see it a little bit better. This sort of very fine line here. What's happened is the impact has happened here and then a small crack has appeared here. As time's gone on, it's just gone all the way across the screen and now it's looking like it is. So it's been brought into us and we're going to have to change the screen. That's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to get it switched off first to make sure that it's completely safe while we're changing the screen. Now the way we're going to change the screen, this rear cover on the back, that's going to come off. And then we're going to heat the edges up to soften the adhesive that holds the screen down to be able to get it up. We're going to do it one edge at once. We're going to do this edge, then this edge, then up this edge, and then along the top. We've got a few things to be cautious of on the way. We've got the Wi-Fi antenna here at the bottom that is stuck to the underside of the touchscreen. That's could be at risk of being torn or damaged, so we need to be careful of that. And there's a power button loom up here where a couple of the parts of the loom come across the top of the casing right on the underside of the screen, so we're going to need to be careful of that as well. We've got the camera here that we need to avoid when we're coming along the top, but apart from that it should all be okay. So like I said, we're going to get this case off, start warming this edge and get it up, and then we'll move on. Okay, we've nearly got this edge up, just about. As you can see, there's quite a bit of broken glass from the edge. This is typical of an iPad screen. Once it's been broken, it's sort of never very strong again, and getting it up can be a bit challenging. But as you can see, sort of twisting that there, you can see the edge of the screen raise up. So what we're going to do next is get rid of all this glass, make it safer again, and then, like I say, go along the bottom, up this right hand side, and then along the top. Alright, moving on, here we are. We've got this edge up now, you can see it moving there. We've moved safely past the Wi-Fi antenna, which is about here. Also past the home button that can need a bit of negotiation. So what we're going to do next is start getting up this edge, again just by heat, and then gently prising it up, being careful of the parts of the loom that are in this area. Once we've done that, we'll get the top off, and then the actual removing of the screen, it'll open up just like a book, and then we'll take the LCD out and disconnect the touchscreen. Okay, then the last edge we are heating is at the top. Now just looking at the edge here, you can see that it is, if you look at it like that, we've just got that blue removal tool just in place there, holding it up. That edge hasn't broken up, which is really pleasing. We just kind of peeled the glass from the frame, that was all okay. So this last edge, we're just warming it up to be able to get the screen off, and then we'll move on. Okay, then here we are. The screen is open, as you can see, just opened up like a book. Everything's absolutely fine. Obviously there's a little bit more sort of damage on the touch screen, but that's going to be coming off anyway, so that's all okay. My biggest concern up to now has been things like this. This is the Wi-Fi antenna. As you can see, it's absolutely fine. There's no damage to it because of the way that we've sort of levered up the screen by having a removal tool underneath it, then just twisting it and breaking the adhesive all the way along. The other risks were here, here and here, but again, as you can see, they're all absolutely fine. There's no damage to them, no compromise there or anything like that. This is the front facing camera. And then that's been it up to now. What I want to make safe right now is the screen, the LCD screen. It's absolutely perfect at the moment. There's no bits on there, no marks, and that's exactly how I want it to stay. So I'm just going to take the LCD off and move that aside until we reassemble the iPad. Once that's off, we'll be disconnecting the touchscreen from just about here on the main board, and then we've got a lot of cleaning up to do of the edges to make sure that all the broken glass is off those, all the excess adhesive, to make sure all that's off. Then we'll reassemble the iPad with a new screen. Right, what we've got here is quite a hollow looking iPad at the moment because we don't have the LCD screening, but this is the new screen that's going on. We've just put it in place to make sure it's sitting properly on all the edges, and it's absolutely fine. The edges, we've also cleaned those up. The edges of the frame that the screen is going to be stuck down to, they're all clean and ready for the adhesive. We're just setting it in place to make sure that it's going to go down nice and flat once everything is ready to go, which it is. So next we're going to get the screen back up, put the adhesive on the edges, put the LCD screen in, then we'll test to make sure everything's okay before finally sticking the screen down and completing the repair. Right then, here we are, we're just about ready to test. As you can see, the adhesive is all around the edge of the screen, the LCD screen is in, and as I said before, it's completely mark free and dust free. What I'm going to do now though is put the touch screen down into position. We'll get switched on just to test, and then that will be about it. Right, screen in position. We've got the iPad switching on, as you can see. Okay, that's that. Right, so the way this is set up, it's only going to work in landscape, which is this. But if we do that, that's absolutely fine. Slide to unlock. Now we're testing as much as we can for the screen, because the iPad does have a passcode. I don't know the passcode, but there's quite a few things that we can do as long as we know pretty much what to do when we do. So we just tested a range of the screen itself, testing button function. Absolutely fine, so that's good. So what I'm going to do, now that we've tested that, is just pause that. We're going to switch off. We're going to get the screen back up and then stick it down, and we'll be done. Alright, here we go, just about ready to stick the screen down. There's just a backing that we need to peel off on the inside of the new touchscreen. As you can see, the backings are peeled off for the adhesive around the edge. The LCD is completely mark and dust free, so next, like I say, we'll stick the screen down. We'll get switched on to test once again. Switching on again after we've stuck the screen down. Now it's all down now. It's absolutely fine, feeling good. All the way around the edges, it's nice and level. And just turning it round, testing the touchscreen again. Now the postcode, sorry, not the postcode, the passcode. I don't know the passcode, but as we've seen already, there are things that can be done to be able to test areas of the screen. And like we've got, testing different areas of the screen to be able to make sure that it's okay, and it's absolutely fine. So with that, that's pretty much done. Now if you've got your own iPad with screen problems, screen damage or anything like that, please do give us a call or send us an email. As you can see, we can always help.